G'day ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me on this, my journey into the constraints-led approach for BJJ. My name is Sam Battlefield and I am your host. Thank you very much for joining me. Today it is the beginning of Mount Fortnight and we are coming up to the full circle of the curriculum. So I am very happy, sorry for the noise in the background, but I am very happy that I'll be reviewing how the curriculum looks, or the sort of the flow of the positions versus pins versus that. So we'll be looking at that soon. I know I've been saying it for a while, but I'm starting to re-see a heap of the stuff that we've done in the past. So this morning I wanted to try something different with stand-up. So stand-up, we just started with boxing. That was fun. Then we moved into a rear leg, rear hand game. So part of what I was looking to do here was, it was something that actually Aaron intimated a couple of, I don't know, last week or something, where he was speaking about how he was striking as he was stepping back, and I really wanted to test out a couple of things. One was, could I do that, and how could I use that, like everything coming from the rear, how could I use that to create enough instability or destabilize what they're doing in order to execute what I wanted to do. And I found it. I was actually very happy. I'm finding these games are helping my striking like nothing else. Like, my footwork is improving, my IQ is definitely improving. I think I had like a ton of linear style understanding, right? A linear style sort of thing, where I'd done, I'd done the combos and I've done this and I've done that. Exactly how I see my jiu-jitsu improving, I'm seeing my striking improving. I'm very much treating it like I am striking. So, for example, I'm very much treating it like, if I get hit, okay, that if I get a tag on the shoulder, that is 100% like that's going to have rocked me. So I'm looking at it like that. So there's movement, there's there's feints, there's head movement. There's footwork. Footwork, I think, is what's improving the fastest. I no longer feel. I think it's really, I'd say, endemic of this type of training, where the things that matter most are like what everyone says is the fundamental, or the basics, or the it's the balance, the timing. And that's exactly what footwork is. You're improving your balance, your timing, your entrances, your exits, and that's 100% what I feel like I'm doing these days. I'm improving that. I'm getting better. I'm getting in. I'm getting out. I'm like, I understand when I'm flat-footed, right? When I say understand, like I recognize, hey, you're flat-footed, and so it makes me go, okay, how can I find a better angle here? And I can see the guys doing that as well, which is really cool. And one thing I wanted to do with the rear leg and the rear arm is have to work out how to close that distance enough for you to get that rear arm out, or feint with a leg to be able to get them to kind of lean forward and lift their leg back so you can sort of smack them. And it got me thinking about this guy, because I've been watching, and I don't know why I dislike Wing Chun so much. I think part of it is because I feel like there's a lot of charlatans in Wing Chun, and this guy is he epitomizes it for me. He's got one FC, gloves on, he's got this like shoes and that, but like a rash guard.
Wing Chun is the most effective self-defense system.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to clown on this guy for a little bit.
And why? First of all, if anybody is a distance fighter, I can go and get a weapon, I can go and get a friend, or I can leave. So the moment he makes distance, I have options to...
Okay, so I made the joke today, whenever you watch this guy's stuff, or any Wing Chun stuff, it's always someone doing one punch, and the punch is about, a good foot plus away from striking anything, and the Wing Chun guy goes and then goes and then stops, and he's like, see, now I have him trapped, and you'll see it in a second when you watch this clown, and he's like, yeah, and I have trapped, and I can hit him, but he can't hit me. And it's like, anyway,
get away. So distance fighting is more for sports or some kind of a duel.
Distance fighting is more for sports or some kind of a duel.
He's close enough that I can hit him, I'll be able to hit him, and I'll be able to control him on this distance.
See, this poor bastard, like, every single video of this, right? Every single video. I'm just shitting on this guy because he pisses me off, and it came up in class this morning. It's like, oh, when I'm in close like this, I can hit him, and he's just like, what are you hitting me for? And then I'll be able to control him on this distance.
And I know that he can grapple me, but understand, for me, if he's a grappler, he has to pass my distance to grapple me.
He has to pass my distance to grapple me. You're already in close, bro.
But I don't have to pass his grappling distance to strike him. Self-defense-wise, being really good at close fighting down on this distance here, that's the most ideal self-defense. And everything you train on distance and everything you train on the ground is not for real self-defense. Can you use it in some self-defense scenarios? Of course. But we're not talking about right or wrong, we're talking about ideal.
Alright, anyway, fuck this clown. Absolute, I could clown on him day in, day out. But what the rear hand, rear foot showed was that the closing of the distance is the way to go. You can be the closing of the distance, and then when they are in grappling range, they can't close the distance, but I am closing the distance. You fucking bullshit. Anyway, I get too pissed off with this stuff. Actually, I'm going to do this so that we don't have to listen to me whinge about this guy anymore. Anyway, so the second game that we had was a guard game, and that was get two hands on the deck. All right, so it wasn't just one hand, so they were in full guard. You had to get both hands on the deck, right? A lot harder than expected. Or back on the deck, right? So essentially what this meant was you had you had the affordance of trying to pin one and then get the other one down. That's very difficult. Ben actually managed to work out a way to pin my arm underneath his body, and then he was able to get the other one down. So that was really cool. But ultimately it was either get someone on your back, on their back, or get the hands down. This was actually a very hard game, and each game, each go lasted for quite a long time. And I think just at this stage, a lot of my guys are really good at maintaining base, maintaining their posture, and moving with you and feeling that movement. So yeah, I think that was the sort of one of the key takeaways. But primarily, it all came back to destabilization. So anyway, the final couple of games were control was mount, and just looking to get double enclosure of the thigh around of both thighs around one of their thighs as an escape mechanism. We played this game before. I wanted to just build on it because Ridwan was, he got into a single leg X and was like, "Oh, is this okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's exactly what the goal said. Have you got both your thighs around one of my thighs? Yeah, okay, sweet. That's all you needed." I found as well, he got into some sort of a I think he even got into side control at one stage, and I ended up wrapping up his leg and being in a leg entanglement from that. So just having that as a goal to keep going to, even if they jumped off into side control or something like that, that was pretty cool. So now there was a couple of thoughts I had in the lead up that I just want to kind of drop in here, because I think I might start implementing something like this in the future when I have more time. And what's it called? The reverse classroom. Because, so my thought that I wrote down was, do you constrain to afford specific technical outcomes or constrain to afford specific goals? So basically what I mean is, you can constrain to afford a technique, or you can constrain to afford a goal. So that might be an example with the mount and single leg X. The goal is the goal is that the thighs just need to be closed around the thing. Whereas if you're trying to teach how to get to half guard, then you would say you would try and make that goal path a bit easier. Yeah, you'd probably even say the start of this goal is just to get the foot in between your thighs. So something like that. And my thought process on that was, if you teach for technique, if you teach for technique, do you run, or no, if you teach to afford the goals, then are you running the risk of your athletes / students focusing down their A game only? Or if you foster exploration, that's probably the answer to this, is fostering exploration and experimentation over execution perfect execution. Which all right. So I've just answered my own question. Thanks for thanks for your help, team. But yeah, the reverse classroom. I was thinking, part of the thing that say maybe I'd want to do, not necessarily at the start of before each class, but say at the start of mount, and just show a whole heap of clips of some cool shit that people have done to get out of mount, attack from mount, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. Just do like a montage, and that's probably what I'll do. So, mate, this has been really good. Thanks very much for joining me. So do a montage of iconic / cool / recent / all that kind of stuff. And then be like, so we're going to cover mount this week, and then see if anyone gets any inspiration from that as well. Because I think that's something that I've been doing is I want to try that, because I haven't done that before, and it's because I've been fostering that exploration side of things. Anyway, I have a couple of cool things coming up. I have on the 10th of May, I'll be doing a really cool interview with Professor Keith Davids and doctorate student or PhD student, I don't know if that's the same thing, David Farrock, and we will be discussing CLA and flow states. If you know me, you've been following this channel, this is a massive part of our channel. So yeah, if you can stick around, if you've got any questions, comment, subscribe down below. Speak to you soon. Cheers.